Hey, good morning. It's January 10th. Thanks so much for being here this morning. This morning, as we do, Monday mornings are typically about worldview. And there's no more important issue to grasp about worldview than the role of God in our lives. And oftentimes we wonder where He is. He seems distant to us. But He is constantly showing Himself to us, reminding us of His great power. Well, how is He doing that? In some kind of a strange mystical fashion? Or is it more tangible? It's extremely tangible, extremely concrete. How is that? He does it with the clouds. This morning, behind me, you don't see any clouds. That's by God's design and purpose. When you do see clouds, that is also by God's design and purpose. Job had a similar question that many of us have. God, why is all this bad stuff, this bad garbage happening to me? Why is that? I'm trying to do the right thing. I know I'm not perfect, but I'm getting nailed. Why is that? Well, before we even get to that, we need to start with the glory and greatness of God. In Job 37, which is getting us ready for Job's 38 through 41, which are some of the most powerful passages in the whole Scripture, which talk about the majesty and beauty and wonder of God and how great He is and how small we are. Our smallness, though, should not be interpreted as something as insignificant. Psalm 8 says that we are very significant because we're made in the image of God. We are a glorious creation. But when we are compared to God, we're small in comparison. And that's the image. It's not that we're worthless. It's just that God's worth is so much greater than ours. So Job asked this similar question. What is going on? What is going on? Where are you? I feel like I don't feel like you hear me. And that feel is always a key word for problems. Look at what's said here in Job 10 about the clouds. God's breath, God breathes. God sends the ice, freezing the wide expanses of water. He loads the clouds with moisture, and they flash with His lightning. The clouds churn at His direction. They're not random. They do whatever He commands throughout the earth. The clouds are an evidence of the power and majesty and plan and purpose of God. He makes these things happen, either to punish people or to show His unfailing love. In some way, shape, or form, the things that happen because of the clouds, the meteorological disturbances and the awful things that happen, the storms, the tornadoes, the hurricanes, the drought, whatever, has something to do with the plan and purpose of God. Or He does this to show His unfailing love by giving us rain when we don't deserve it and crops so we can eat. Pay attention to this, Job. Stop and consider the wonderful miracles of God. Do you know how God controls the storm and causes the lightning to flash from His clouds? Do you understand how He moves the clouds with such wonderful perfection and skill? God is moving the clouds with a purpose, with skill. That's what God is calling us to be aware of Him. There's plan and purpose behind the clouds. If I have those periods where I just seem kind of dry, I urge you to take a few moments and look at the clouds. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I just posted a time lapse of some clouds moving. And it is incredible to see that power. Let's not be discouraged that God is absent. He is here. We have this book to help us understand what He wants us to be about. And that's an encouragement to us. But let's let the clouds remind us of His power, of His glory, of the immediate action he's taking in our lives, because they point to his magnificent wonder over creation. Jesus is the Lord of the wind and the waves. He is the Lord of the clouds. These clouds tell us about the God that we serve. And they're just a tiny fraction demonstration of the power that raised Jesus from the dead. The power that makes you and me available. Is available to you and me to cry out to Christ. And we know that he hears us. And we know that we can trust him because this tells us. Circumstances may not tell us, but this tells us, and this tells us to look to the clouds and see the glory and wonder of God and be encouraged by that. Again, love your feedback. Give me some interaction. Just so thankful for that. Check me out. Check us out everydaytalks247.com. If you haven't subscribed, consider turning on post notifications. These videos will come right to you. Tell others about what's happening here. Thank you so much for being a part of this. And Lord willing, we'll see you later on today. Bye-bye. Maybe.